back there with your girls. Oh, okay, okay.
I just want to say a few words. You know, my son gave a magnificent speech.
Are you going to cry?
My daughter gave a magnificent party with the two of them together.
Yes. Yay!
Here. But I want to say a couple of things. First of all, I do want to thank everybody for coming out. and some came very, very far. You know, my son from Johannesburg, and it's too bad he left his wife and my other granddaughter in Africa. But we have my one granddaughter that showed up here from London, and my other granddaughter from Athens, and my other granddaughter from Dublin.
Yay, Lauren!
It's an international family.
The nice thing is, the great thing is to have a party like this. And somebody once said to me a couple years ago, "What's your legacy?" And I was a little befuddled on what he was talking about. And I said, "Well, what's your legacy?" He said, "Well, I built a library, and I took care of a couple of old widows, and I passed some money, and I did some things." And I thought about it more and more and more, and tonight is a typical example of a great legacy. And that's everybody in this room. My wife and I, 50 years together, actually was 51 and a half because I met her in 1961, June. And not only did I meet her in June, I went in July to find my brother Paul and picked him up from school and brought him back at 12 years old, and we went on a date together, all three of us.
And she married him anyway.
That's hot. I was giving her a rush. Peg and I have been through all three stages of our life: young, middle age, and looking good. Every time somebody sees us and says, "Hey, you're looking good." But Peggy came to work. She was 2 years into West Liberty College.
Ohio University.
Yeah, Ohio. And I was at Wheeling College. I was working on the second floor of the Laconia, or the professional building in Wheeling, West Virginia. Peggy was on the fourth floor. And she worked for an ophthalmologist, and I was working for an optical company. The guy that was a dispenser hired all these beautiful women from Yorkville and Tillersville, Ohio, right?
Right.
And I tried to date every one of them. But one day I got on the elevator, and here was this gorgeous, black-haired, green-eyed, white-skinned little girl smiling her heart out. And I thought for 3 days she ran the elevator every time I got on the elevator. So after about the fourth day, I got up enough nerve, I asked her out, and we went out. That was in June, July, August, September, October. I'm 23 years old, and in November I gave her a ring. I proposed to her off the coast of Wheeling. At the yacht club, right off of Wheeling Island, and I gave her a ring, right? And then I left her for a year and a half, went to Leary, Ohio. And we got married in Tiltonsville, Ohio. And I got to tell you, I kept saying to Peg, would you please pick out a place for a honeymoon? And I was building a little home in Uniontown, not building, but rebuilding a home in Uniontown. So I was busy working there, day in and day out in the brewery with my dad, or in the shipyard with my dad, trying to fix this little house together. I'm coming in to get married on Saturday. It's Thursday night, and I get a phone call. I've been working all day. The house is a mess. We're coming to put it together. I got it furnished, painted, clean. And she calls me and she said, "I got some bad news." I said, "What's bad news?" She said, "You know, it's President's Day, and the courthouse is closed on Friday." I said, "Well, I'm telling you this. I'm coming in on Thursday night. Friday morning, or Saturday morning, I'm walking down the aisle. If the priest wants to marry us, it's absolutely up to him. But license or no license, I'm coming in." I don't want to tell you that her mom was desperate, but she got the mayor of St. Louis, Ohio, to open up on Friday to give us the license. So here we are in Yorkville Saturday morning, and I'm saying, "Peggy, we're going to go to New York a couple of days later to be I mean, you got to be in love to be in New York, right? 21 degrees, 2 feet of snow. So I said to her on the way up, can't we find someplace between Tiltonsville, Ohio, Yorkville, Ohio, and Uniontown, Pennsylvania? We'll spend the night for the honeymoon. No, 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 no. I want to spend the honeymoon in our house, in our place, in our togetherness in Uniontown, Pennsylvania.
Dumb girl.
Wait,
So-
you obviously hadn't seen the place, right?
So, but let me tell you, I have been working in Uniontown, and I've spent all my life there, so everybody knows me. And my dad had a beer distributing business there that I worked at diligently. So I've been in every bar, I've been in every hotel, I've been every place. So we finally get to Uniontown, and we're there. It's 11 o'clock at night, 11:30 at night. We check into our house. It's
On your way to New York.
well,
Not yet.
Not yet. 2 more days in New York. But we're going to spend our honeymoon, our night in our own home. I mean, this is what my wife wanted. Absolutely. I said, okay. So we wind up in this house, 2 feet of snow, nice and warm, beautiful walking. I take a bottle of booze with me. I got a couple of hamburgers, big spender, right? So it's 12 o'clock at night. We're having hamburgers and wine. And it's about 12 o'clock at night, and we hit the sack. At 3 o'clock in the morning, I hear what sounds like Niagara Falls. And Peggy is waking me up. And I said, well, what is that? She said, the water's running. Now, I forgot to tell you, before we did go to sleep, I went in to wash my hands, and there's no water. Right? The
Water in
water's
the tub,
a
not
little
in
bit
the
froze. I mean, it's 2 feet of snow, and it's got to be 13 below outside. So here I am. I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, my honeymoon night, right? Her honeymoon night. I put on my coat, I put on my boots, and I trudge through 2 feet of snow underneath the house, and the water is gushing like you can't believe it. That's not the problem. I come back in, I have mud and ice and snow from top to bottom, and she said, what's going on? I said, get dressed, we're getting the hell out of here. Did you ever try to check in your hometown at 4 o'clock in the morning with a girl saying, this is my honeymoon? I couldn't convince anybody there. So the Mount Vernon Inn, Mr. Standish, he said, Don, what the hell are you doing here? And I said, well, you know. And I told him what happened. He said, how would you like the honeymoon suite? I'd love it. So we checked in at 4 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yes.
At 9:30, we were at St. Stanislaus Church.
Whatever church. Yeah.
And at 10 o'clock, we were off.
You never went to church?
Oh.
The next morning?